Hi, welcome to this week's episode of Pink Lane Podcast. Joined with me today is our co-host Naomi. Hey
Hello.
Naomi, how you
Hey,
doing?
thanks for having me. Good.
Are you preparing for Halloween?
I am. It's one of my favorite times of the year. Absolutely.
Me too. I am too. And you know what I was thinking? I was thinking about Halloween and like how since my journey started just a year and a half ago, so I only have one Halloween under my belt, and I
Yeah.
was in like super practice mode back then too. I wasn't where I'm at now. It's been an interesting year, jam-packed, full of information and full of growth and different opportunities and stuff. But this year, I was thinking about how we are, I don't know, how we are, I guess, cornered in or like funneled through this particular lane of Halloween, and how sometimes it can be kind of scary for people, or they might have different views, right? About um, their loved ones who have passed and this time of year and everything like that. And I know that you have more experience than me in this area. So I wanted to ask what your opinion is and how people can maybe revisit their thoughts on what is actually scary about speaking to spirit or communicating with spirit. So, what is your experience?
Um, and a lot of people, when they think of their loved ones, right,
Mhm.
they're feeling grief. Um, they're feeling a lot of grief. It has um, feelings of not just fear, but of grief, but also, part of the um, fear comes from if it goes to Halloween specifically, the spooky stuff, right? The skeletons, the
Right.
skulls, all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
And it's interesting because this time of year, all around the world, there are celebrations to honor the people that came before us, the people that have passed away, right? There's celebrations is the thing, but we see a lot of like skeletons and some grotesque stuff, right? But part of the celebration is literally honoring the process of, right? When we pass, we become part of the earth again. We become the skeleton. It's a representation of really honoring that we will die and what happens, and then going to spirit. So it's literal and figurative. Um, so a lot of the spooky things aren't bad; they just are. They're part of the death process. Um, and a lot of actually different cultures have when people pass away have different rites for grieving so that the can be part of the process of the healing of the spirit that passes over. So here we don't really have much of that. And I think a lot of it is based off of the fear of death, the fear of what happens to our body when we die, and seeing it as something bad. Um,
Yeah.
but it's not, it's this time of year is celebratory. But I can see how it does feel odd too, because this is the time of year when everything's dark, right? The leaves are falling from the trees, the plants are dying, everything's going into hibernation. It gets cold. So I feel like this time of year is hard for people emotionally as well. Like there's a lot happening when everything starts to kind of, go into the dark time of year.
You know what's interesting is how that got warped. It's like, how did that happen actually? And I wonder how it got so commercialized or when it became spooky, because everything around the certain holiday in different cultures, it's celebrated differently. In our culture here in America, we have all these scary movies about death and destruction and I don't know, whatever, serial killers, these like,
Possession, yeah,
yeah, possession, all these different things. And I just simply haven't had that experience
yeah.
at all, like in any part of my life. And so I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, I'm interested to learn more about the Day of the Dead, in the Mexican culture, because that seems Like, they're honoring their ancestors, they're honoring those who came before them, and they're doing it in a very unique and beautiful and artistic way, and so that seems to be more of a celebration to me than this passing out candy and turning on some scary movies and wearing crazy Halloween costumes. Although I love it. I love this time of year, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. But I'm also just sort of curious to know what your experience is, um, with where do you think this comes from? Why do you think people become afraid?
I think people become afraid, partly because we are programmed on what to fear and how to fear it.
Mhm.
I think when we're kids, that yes, we are kind of taught what we should fear, what we should be afraid of before we maybe even be afraid of it, right? Like anything that's to do with like spirits or ghosts
Mm,
are bad, things like that.
right.
But also the media will everything out of proportion. And
Dear God.
because I like spooky stuff, I'll be honest, I love all the scary movies, things like that, right? But when it comes to um especially this time of year, there's all that like spooky, scary stuff, and maybe that's even just cultural that we like that kind of stuff around this time of year. It promotes fear as well. Fear of what we do here, the mediumship, fear of the dead. I mean, think of movies like Night of the Living Dead coming back to life, right? So it's like all this stuff that is really could be really frightening. Um, and part of it is just part of our culture. We read about the stuff, we watch all the shows, we watch all the movies. It's fun. Honestly, it is fun, but it's not real. It's not realistic
It
by
is
really
not
any
real.
means.
Yeah.
Especially the movies about possession. Like, people are sometimes afraid that with spirit communication they're going to become possessed, and it's like, no, 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 no. That is not even part of this. But like people are uneducated, they don't know, they don't have the experience, and they're going based off movies because that's what they have.
Not
So I
just
think
music,
that
but
piece,
other people, leaders in their community and stuff like that. I mean,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of we're programmed on when we're little on what to fear, and sometimes that comes from, you know, it could be maybe our different places of worship, maybe, or our family members that might be scared, or people that have fears, based on our own experiences. You never know. We all have certain fears that we didn't originate with, but that were taught to us. That's just how it is as humans. But I think it's our responsibility also to be able to deprogram those pieces.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree because I don't know about you. Well, I do know about you actually. Um, I know for myself, and you can speak about your experience. I usually get messages that are healing and meant for the person's highest and greatest good all the time. And for me, I only had one what I would call scary experience, and it was because I misunderstood what I was feeling, you
Yeah,
know? And so, when I felt that what I called evil presence with dad's good presence, I was like, those two can't exist in the same spot because dad's not doing anything. He's not warning me. He's not giving me any sense of urgency. He's literally sitting there. And
right.
so this can't, this, there's like, if I'm in danger, he's not going to allow that to happen. He's going to light a fire under my butt, you
Yeah,
know? And
right,
so I misunderstood it, and I think once I understood that part of it, that feeling went away because I realized it was just a different energy I was feeling, not the one I was familiar with,
right.
right? And that I had gotten used to. And so as we become more sensitive and we become more aware of our each one of our gifts, because I'm a firm believer in all of us having this ability, you're going to have these sensitivities. And so I feel like it
Yeah.
is important to recognize them and talk about them. But what other things do you or have you experienced, or what other things? What I don't even know about all these different celebrations, and forgive me for my ignorance. I just haven't really been interested to learn. So you're the one that has done all the research and education on it. So why don't you share?
Yeah. So we have, in next they have the Day of the Dead, um, which we spoke as a celebration of honoring our ancestors. And it's interesting because there's the Day of the Dead. There's also traditions of the ancient Norse people that they had that was very similar to the Day of the Dead, but not celebrated in the same beautiful, colorful way. They did a lot of different, almost like spoken word, like they were orators. Like they really everything that they said was passed. Like all of their history was passed down. Their stories. They're very much about their ancestors and the people that they love. And with the Day of the Dead, um, celebration in Mexico, the ancient Norse peoples, they always had offerings they would give to the people they loved. So maybe it would be like their favorite mead or their favorite, like,
Mm,
a cultural dish. Like they would put things that that person liked, their pictures, like really having their energy and celebrating it. For the ancient North people, there was actually a certain celebration that was for the women, like the mothers, the mothers that all had passed, or the mothers, women that came before them, the matriarchy. Like it's just really neat. Um, Ancestor um, worship or ancestor honoring is very prevalent in a lot of different parts of the world. But it all has the similar theme of remembering the people that came before us, honoring what they went through as far as their past and people into spirit, knowing that their energy still exists. The reason why we do this is so that way they know we're honoring them, they can come closer. Because this
mm-hmm.
is also about saying we're having a party for you and we're
Right.
inviting you here because we love you and we miss you. So it's like it happens everywhere. And for my own personal practice, part of there's different names for it, Samhain, Holomus, which means hollow mass, like holy day or holy mass. It's about like honoring the people that came before us, giving the offerings, saying we love them, what was important about them, hoping that they are, with us, helping us navigate this life. But it also honors the peace that is the actual death, right? That we're all going to face. And one thing I think that is very real and important about these celebrations is that that's going to be us someday. We're
I
going to be the
know.
ones, right? So it's like to see this as our people we love have gone through it. We're going to go through it. And we have to honor the fact that at some point we're going to die, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think these celebrations really help with that, like to honor that, you know what, we have the privilege of being on this earth. It is going to end at some point. It might not be pretty, but you know what? We have lived our lives with whatever reason we're here, with the people that we love, completing our whatever purposes or soul contracts or missions here, and to move on to you know an energetic plane where when we come after this. So I think that piece is important too. It's even though it may seem spooky and scary, it's celebratory. That's the whole thing. But I feel that especially in Western culture, um, that through some, not all, some maybe religious influence, that a lot of this stuff is seen as something that is bad or negative, you know.
Yeah. I think
So
that
it's
there's been a lot of help pushed for that narrative.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And if we're told when we're kids that this stuff is bad, this stuff is scary, this stuff is evil, well, as we grew up, we're going to think the same thing. And every time we encounter something, we're like, oh my gosh, and create a fear response every time. Um, it was a transitionary period where I've had to, when I really felt called to this work, to really think about why am I afraid? What am I afraid of? Who told me I was afraid? Because I felt a calling to something that at first felt like, why would it be called to something that's bad? I did at first. I thought it was bad. Like, why would it be called to something that feels bad or that is bad? And I'm like, but I feel love. I feel connection, to the different spirit communication and magical work I do. Like, I feel like very, like spiritual. So I think it's through reading about and researching different types of cultures in general, death practices, celebrations, it really kind of helped me realize that, you know, even though in the States we see this as a certain way, it's not
Mhm.
like that everywhere. Like to really see that, oh, you know, something that is, so evil isn't because it's so celebratory and it's about the people we love, but it's hard, but we're
Totally.
programmed
It's
on what
totally
we need
hard.
to fear. Yes. Yeah.
Totally. It occurred to me, and you can say no if you don't want to do this, but I'm totally game for it. Do you think that we should give them a demonstration of mediumship?
Sure.
Why not, right? only because I feel like they need to understand maybe people don't know what it looks like or how it works, and each one of us work differently. Like, you and I are very different.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know how you feel about doing that or if you felt like talking about it more. I just feel like we should just rip the Band-Aid off and show them that it is about love and whatever. I've got a fairly big team. I know you do too. And I don't know what's gonna happen, but we can always hit stop and re-record to go sideways.
Sounds good to me. And I
Okay.
think too is to like explain that, when we connect with spirit, we're literally connecting with the people that loved us and still love us. They're now in an energetic form, but they're still the people that we love, and we're communicating with them and, you know, feeling their energy, seeing what wisdom they have for us. It is all we're connecting with energies that are for our best and highest good, that are loving, and that are here to help us that and know the human experience. So it's valuable, but that's basically in a nutshell what we're doing, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask my team to go gentle on us today, not pull out any too deep stuff. But for, both of well, for my highest and greatest good and for yours too, although I think your funny friend is here already. So, could you go first this time?
Sure.
Because I think he's come to show off a little bit.
And so as you asked me to go first, I had a woman come in and it was like the funk. Like she almost like it was just the funk is what I heard. Like almost like she's like sat within my chest. She didn't really sit within my chest, but the vocabulary that you're giving me is like this feeling in my chest, like this like funk. And I feel like this waviness in my chest. So I feel this person had issues with either breathing or like congestive heart failure or something where there's like like a liquid here, like I'm feeling like but it's like, oh, like it feels unnerving, feels heavy. Um, okay. I'm also getting with this woman that she had a really good sense of humor and that it feels like she was maybe even sarcastic. Um, because she's smirking, saying that she was very talented, but like she's kind of just looking at me being kind of funny. Very smart though. I will give her that. She's very intelligent. She's one of the smartest cookies on the block is what she said. So she's looking around at like showing me an image and she's looking at the people around her. And she's super observant. And she can read people very well, not exactly like we can, but she figures out people just based on the birth. Like she just knows people. Um, I feel this is somebody that I don't know if she was a teacher, but definitely somebody that was really good at giving guidance, very observant and taught what she observed. Very an analytical person, like very practical too. Like she's not fluffy, like a very practical, down to earth person. Like I see her either managing or teaching people. Um, and I really love her energy because it's stable, it's grounded, but also I feel like I feel safe with her. I'll just put it that way. I feel grounded and I feel safe, not because of her stature, which I can't really feel. Seems nothing significant, but because of like her presence. Um, oh, she's saying she did have a lot of fears and she feared deeply, but she tried to like kind of compartmentalize and keep it inside and not let people know because she had to hold space for others. That was really important. And when you have to hold space and be the one that has like that special hat on, you know. But let's see. I do feel that does this make at all connect with anybody in spirit for you?
Yes, a couple of people. I
Okay,
gotta
let me get
narrow
some
it down.
information. Okay.
Yes.
Um, Okay. One of the things that I'm getting is that she has light colored hair. So I'm seeing like light colored hair, maybe even like blonde hair. Um, but I don't I don't know if that was her original color. Um, she said it's a secret, but I'm getting that she had blonde hair, but possibly was dyed. Um, okay, so I'm also smelling something. I feel that um either she was a smoker or somebody around her smoked, so kind of inhaling that
Right.
piece.
I know.
Um,
I know who this is now. Yes.
okay, okay. Um, it's interesting. So what she's doing as well is like I'm her, I'm really her, but she's having me feel certain things that she would have felt. And my chest is going to your chest, like our heart to heart, but our lungs to lungs. It's like this woo, woo, woo feeling, like back and forth. And it's very interesting. She said that she feeds you information in a very logical and practical way. Like she says that you guys are very similar like that. Like what you see is what you get, but also you don't you see people as they are. And you know that what you see is what you get. Like you're not you guys aren't people that are like, "Oh, I see people as I'd like them to be." I see them as who they actually could be. Like you guys see people as people, and she's been helping you navigate those around you, especially family. She's like she's shaking her head like, "Oof, it's could be like a tricky subject sometimes." Um,
Mhm.
does that make sense to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yeah, she keeps to okay, so as she's having like that experience of going kind of like into that oof in the chest, right? I feel like all of a sudden my anxiety's up and then it comes down. It's up and then it comes down. She's like, you're doing a really good job, really damn good job of feeling the anxiety and then quelling it and talking yourself back down. Like, but it's like up, down, up, down, up, down. She's like, that's fine because you're doing it. And eventually it'll be less up and down and more even keeled and feel more of like as like a small wave as opposed to like traumatic ups and downs. But also you're acclimating to what you're doing. And she's saying not just mediumship, but the busyness of all the things you're doing in life. Um, and allow yourself to acclimate and give yourself grace, which you have been, but you need to give yourself some more grace. And she's saying also, don't be afraid to slow your roll. You'll know when you need to slow the roll, like slow, like, like right now, like she has a wheel that's like full throttle down the hill. She's like, good, that's how it should be. You're coming into your own. You're in sync with yourself, in sync with spirit. But at some point, you will need to slow the roll just a little bit so you can savor things and be in the moment because what you have is enough. Not what you have is enough. Oh, I'm not sure if that's something she did. I usually don't do that, but I'll just put that out there. That's kind of like this like wagging the finger. But she's saying that because it's not that like it's not about having enough. It's about you will have accumulated people around you and your gifts that instead of spreading, need to contain and teach and really be present with others. Like I see you teaching, not just mediumship, but teaching about what we're talking about. She's saying that you're going to have your crew, you're going to have the people and peers
Mm.
that respect you. So instead of having to move forward and do everything, she's like, oh, you will come to a point where you'll be more still and slowing the roll and be like, okay, here's who I need to work with and then move forward. She's like, it'll make sense when it happens, but you'll almost be hesitant, like, "Oh, no, I have to keep going." And she's like, "No, think about what do I need to do right now? You need to share your wisdom and share your knowledge as we go."
Hmm. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming through and thank you for being open to the messages.
Yeah, that was my former mother-in-law. Former. Yeah, that's interesting. So you've pulled my stepsister through before, and who was the smoker. This was somebody completely separate, and she used to dye her hair. She, I think, was dark haired, or I don't know, but she used to dye it like this white blonde, and she had like this permed, like
Yeah,
helmet hair. So when you said, I feel like it's not my color, and all, I was like, I think this is Jerry, but like, I'm not sure.
yeah. She's
Uh,
like, Shh, "It's a secret." I was like, "Okay." She must dye
as
her
soon
hair.
as you said the smoking, I was like, yeah, that's got to be
Yeah,
her. He was like
yeah,
a chain smoker.
yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Thank you so much. That's very interesting. So your buddy, your friend, I think this might be who it is, but because it feels I've felt his energy before and it feels very much like that. That goofy guy is stepping forward in an Easter bunny costume. Would you understand this? Would
Not
you
yet, but keep going. I can't wait to see what he says.
feel like he's like dressed up in this like costume and he's like making fun or being a clown or something, and, maybe he's dressing up for our Halloween conversation, I'm not sure because he
Okay.
sometimes hijacks our
Yeah, yeah.
conversations. And so I feel like he is trying to be present. He's taking that head off and like exposing his skinny self underneath.
He is super skinny, yeah.
Yeah. And he is smoking a cigarette. Do you understand that? Okay. I feel like I feel like he's ratting on you for something that you were just doing recently. Were you just doing something like some sort of smoking or something?
No,
What is this then?
I don't know.
Let me see. No, let me see. Were you doing any sort of plant
Is it
medicine?
incense? No, I don't smoke anything. Incense, maybe.
Mm-mm.
Let me think. I've actually been on a health kick, so, um, is it about me specifically or someone around me?
Good question. I'm trying to understand
Yeah,
because they originally felt I got the ping on he was smoking and then he's like, ha ha ha, I'm traveling on you.
because I have not, but I've been like, when I get stressed sometimes, I'm like, oh, like immediately I want a cigarette. I haven't had one in years, but it's like that feeling of I need a cigarette. Like I'm like, I don't smoke anymore. So I've been having that, needing that crutch is what it's been feeling like. So no,
Oh,
I haven't, but yeah. So
okay.
that part, yeah,
Yeah, this is interesting because I'm like, I feel like he's ratting on you or something. And he's like, don't do it or,
yeah.
you shouldn't do that type of thing. Um, running, 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 running. What are you running to or from? What am I? He's like running in place. So let me just see what he is talking about. And he's doing this in a very charades like way. And I feel like he I feel like he would have been somebody who mocked this type of thing, and I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like that's how he's coming through right now, like, in a kind of mocking way, and so he's like, "Let me run through your mind, and let me see what I can also come up with these running, acronyms and
yeah,
situations and kind of, like, make you do some funny things." Oh, I feel like I'm a hamster on a wheel. Do you understand the hamster on a wheel situation? Are you feeling very much like a hamster on a wheel? Like,
yeah. That's the yeah. I can understand that. Yeah, I can take that.
okay. Um, However, I feel like you're picking up steam, is what he's saying. You're picking up
Hmm.
steam and you feel good about it. It's not like you're tired or you're exhausted. You feel good on this. It's almost like you've been slowly kind of making the wheel turn and then suddenly you're on a good pace.
Yeah,
You're at a good pace. And so that's how it kind of feels. That's how he's making it feel to me. What's this? Um, so I'm seeing, I don't know, like sage from other things burning or something, but I feel like I'm burning sage and like he's showing me this thing. Would you understand him being present when you did this like before or something?
yeah,
Okay. It feels both when he was alive and also when he has passed. You're like clearing your
yeah.
Um, he's been present during both. He's like, "That shit smells." He doesn't like it. Do you understand that?
I can see that. Yeah, definitely with him. Oh my gosh, I think even if he did like it, he wouldn't say he did. He just make fun of it.
Yeah, I just feel like he's just that type of guy that's gotta complain about,
Yeah,
pretty much all the things, even though I don't feel like it really bothered him. I just feel like he had to make a comment about it, right?
yeah,
And I do feel like he wants to kinda pat you on the back right now. I feel like he's really proud of you. Really, really proud of you. Not that you need his approval, he knows that, but I feel like he's watched you kind of flourish and grow and overcome some of the things. I feel like he's been watching you for a long time. He's showing me, like, the old boyfriend, he's showing me some of the challenges you've had, in your life with finances, job, house, home, relationships, everything, but you continue to persevere, you continue to overcome, you continue to be that hamster on a wheel,
yeah.
right? which isn't bad. It's not a bad thing. Routine can be good for us. Routine can be very good for us. Um, However, with this sage situation, I also feel like you need to take some time to clear your space and just kind of
Mm.
sit self, right? I know that you do, but I feel like he's saying don't forget to do that.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can
For
definitely relate to that. Yeah.
Okay, I will leave him with you. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you today. I don't know, he just popped in. I was like, okay, I guess he wants to talk. So we're going to do a demonstration of mediumship today because he wants to say hello to you and just kind of pop in and I suppose say, Happy Halloween. I'm in an Easter bunny costume.
He's ridiculous. I love him. Also, I just is because it's probably one of the things I just talked about and somebody just spoke about him, about my first experience with someone passing away and being a teenager. Was that us? No. Maybe I think it was you, and there was someone else I had a conversation with about like the first experience with someone passing away and how, as a teenager and it was traumatizing. So you don't think about that stuff when you're a teenager. And it was you and then somebody else, but I think maybe you know, it is very prevalent or very not prevalent, but very appropriate. The timing, and he's been a guide for me for a long time on in mediumship, and I never would have thought that because we're just goofy high school kids. So
I
it's
mean,
interesting.
yeah, he just like jumped in. So I knew who he was. It's not like I had to take you through
Oh,
who
you
he
know his
was.
energy. He likes you. Yeah.
He does like me and I knew who he was. So I didn't have to like truly take you through all those steps. I think I just kind of got to the message because I knew he was wanting to be a smartass and like kind of come in and kind of just be supportive. And I find it very funny that he came in as an Easter bunny.
It's funny because when I think of Easter, I think of like rebirth, new beginnings too.
But I also
Um,
think he's talking about the commercialism over some sort of religious holiday or what, the contradiction
uh,
there.
I can see that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like he's like, trying to kind of participate in our conversation that we're having because he is always with you. He is part of
yeah,
your team.
he
So
is.
I thought was kind of interesting too.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate that
yeah,
so much.
yeah, yeah, he's a great guy. I like him a lot, but he definitely shows a lot of his personality and the way he comes through.
Yeah, you bring
All
it through very well. So the ridiculous stuff that he shows you.
you know. Um, he was just right there. I was just like, okay, all right. So
It's funny
hello.
that you mentioned the sage and stuff too, because he doesn't like the smell. So I have an ancestor jar, which basically has his picture and just some like really beautiful like herbs and things like that in it to honor him. And I had to burn incense and sage when I made it. So he's probably like, that stuff stinks. Why are you burning that stuff? But it has his picture, so it's so funny. Like yeah, yeah,
It's great. That's really great. I think that's great. I really enjoy him. He's a good energy, and he always comes through very playfully. He
yeah,
doesn't usually ever come through seriously at all. Like, never has he ever once come through seriously.
yeah.
So,
He's
I could tell he was, like, quite the guy when he was here, you know?
yeah, he's that reminder too that like we can't forget to play. We can't forget to laugh or
That's
smile.
right.
Like that stuff is so important, and he reminds me to stop being so serious all the time.
I think that's kinda why he was like, "You 2 just need to do what you do best," and, like, kinda be with each other and just sorta let people see
Yeah,
the real you, and, like, that's kinda how I feel with him. And I was
yeah,
switching I think I, in all honesty, was pulling in and out of mediumship and psychic, and I was kinda pulling back and forth because I wasn't quite picking up what he was putting down because he's sometimes
right.
just silly that it takes a little bit to read him.
Yeah, and I think I've heard some people say that you have to do either one or the other, but I think it kind of goes hand in hand sometimes because spirit will help us and give us messages, maybe even based on the person in front of us, their energy. So I think it's kind of like it's a flow. So I think that was perfect because he likes to make you work too.
He does like to make me work, but I was like, "Don't they vulture secrets?" I was, like, telling him, like, "No, we're not going there."
That's so
Um,
funny.
yeah. So I was like, "Keep it light, dude, keep it light."
Yeah, I haven't started smoking yet. I don't plan on it, but it's just so funny. The things that we sometimes
Don't
crave
do
that,
it. 'cause he was
Yeah.
over here
Oh,
just,
that.
like, throwing it down, trying to throw you under the bus about it. I was like, "I don't know, Naomi, something's going on," 'cause he's
Yeah.
literally trying to throw you under the bus, so,
That's so
um,
funny.
right. Anyway, it is not scary, guys. This is not at all scary. I mean, we had someone playful and somebody who was my former mother-in-law. I think the reason why she chose, and she's probably they're all listening. I always listen, our teams listen all the time. But I think that, she's part of my team too. In this life, we had a hard, tough relationship. We we understood each other, but I wasn't a great mom to my oldest daughter initially. I was very young and I made a lot of mistakes. Obviously, kids don't come with manuals and guides
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
different things and they come out of your body. So,
Right.
being young, I didn't always do things how I do them now. Things come with experience and wisdom and stuff like that. And so,
Absolutely.
she was pretty judgmental when she was here, so it was a little tough on me, but over time, we built a bond and kind of moved through it, and, so it's a nice, unique relationship I have with her, and it's great that it's carried over into the afterlife,
Yeah,
so
and the feeling I was getting that she was going from, like, your heart to her heart is that you're both very similar in that wisdom, that practicality, and seeing things clearly. Like, you both are not fluffy people. Like, you both
Mhm.
you're very,
Yeah.
practical isn't even the right word, just like, you see the truth, you want the truth. You're very much about being upfront with people, right? And that's so valuable, that's something that she really honors about you, and she said it takes a lot of work to get there, and it's not by accident either, so commend yourself.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Let's we can all learn
Yeah,
because
right?
yeah, I'm gonna listen to you. I've listened to you a lot in the messages that you pulled through, and they're not telling me anything I can't do myself. I mean, they're telling me things that I have to kind of work on and then I do them myself is what I mean.
Right, right. Yeah.
Same with you, right? Like I've done a lot recently, not mediumship, but psychically readings on you and you're like, ding you. What
It's so funny, some of the things that, like,
are you
that you
doing?
pull through that are like, it's like, "Get out of my head, Cindy." Like, it was like, was it you read things like I was like, "Yeah, I just did that yesterday." I was eating snap peas yesterday, making my salad.
How about that soup that you made that one time when I was like, why am I making soup?
And you're, like, reading off the ingredients as if you were there while I was making it. I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
So this is stuff that we do, guys. We're kind of being playful right now. I'm sure it's not a show off. It's just to show you that we have fun with it. There's nothing evil about it. There's nothing scary about it. We embrace it. There's no demons instructing us what to do. I mean, that was very loving and very playful, that stuff that came through. And so this happens over and over and over again. But we are practicing, we're showing you, we're demonstrating. Um, when we read somebody live in a private, in a group setting on TikTok, um, those are very intimate and very personal for the person receiving those messages. And so they can be very healing. They can be very comforting. And they can be very uh, wow factored, right?
Yeah.
To show that this person is still living after this life. Um, Naomi, do you have any events coming up?
I do actually have, gallery reading event happening this Saturday. And then tomorrow I'm teaching a class with a friend about honoring our ancestors because it's that time of year and how to celebrate. And we're actually doing a dumb supper, which is a very interesting concept. And dumb not being like, unintelligent, but dumb being silent. And it's basically we have a small meal at a table and we have a chair that are for the people that we lost, the people that we love, and we eat in silence to really listen and be present as we eat the food, but also to know that they're enjoying that energy as well. Like it's about thinking about them while they're eating it's like a very um meditative, being like present meal. It's very, very interesting. And then we write messages to them as well. And so it's really cool. So, and doing that, and then I have some other events coming up, some fairs and stuff. But this weekend is I have that I'm in the ancestry class with a dumb supper, and then gallery reading. So it'll be busy, but it'll be good.
That's great. And if people want to get in touch with you, how do they do it?
So my website is Helna's Pathwork. It's HELLNAS PATHWORK.com. And you can either submit a request on there if you have any questions or want to, about what I do, or schedule a reading or look at my upcoming classes. I do readings via Zoom, so a little bit of everything. Or you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok.
Right, under Helma's Pathwork, right?
Yep, Helna's Pathwork. Yep.
Perfect. All right. And if you're interested in getting in touch with me, you can get in touch with me at csmuckmediumship.com or cindysmuckmediumship.com or csmuckmediumship@gmail.com. And you can find me in all the socials, either under Pink Lion Mediumship or Cindy Smuck Mediumship, because Facebook, not so great. Not so great. These won't allow me to change my name to Pink Lion. So I still have to have my name on there. But either way, we're very happy to have had you guys today, and thank you for allowing us to take you through that not so scary Halloween special. All right, well, have a good weekend. I'm going to take my daughter to Reign of Terror. It's a haunted house thing here in Thousand Oaks.
It sounds
And
awesome.
14, she wants to be scared,
Yeah.
So her and her little friends, we're going to take them, and Billy and I are going
Yeah.
to take and just have fun with them.
It
Just
sounds
kind
fun.
of, yeah, do something other than trick or treating. I've been trick or treating for like 33 years, by the way. Last year was my first year because all my kids are like, they're so many years apart. Um, Last year was the first year I did not have to go trick or treating. Hello. Oh my God. I just said, I just want to pass out candy and scare kids. Can I like hide behind the bush and like jump out at them? I just want to do that.
Did you?
I didn't jump out at them because we only got like one like family that came. So I'm not even going to
Yeah.
buy this year. I'm just going to keep my light off, and I haven't even decorated outside, and I have all this Beetlejuice stuff
Oh,
that
I
I
love Beetlejuice.
put my whole house outside as Beetlejuice and then have the
So cool.
movie in the window. Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, I love that.
How about you? Do you decorate your house too?
I do. I actually decorated my mantle with some really like very much like Day of the Dead, very bright stuff. But of course, there's a
Right.
lot of like skulls and things like that. But it's cute. And then of course my my room is Halloween anyway. Very all the witchy stuff I do. And it's funny. Aaron's like, "Are you going to decorate?" I'm like, "But I am Halloween, so I don't know if I have to."
You're like, this is Halloween. This
Yeah,
is
right.
Halloween every day, every day.
Exactly.
Funny. All right. Well, I love you, girl.
Love you too.
I'll see you next
Appreciate
week.
you.
Okay. Yeah,
Thank
you're
you. Thank you
welcome.
for having me.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.